Welcome to Uzbekistan, an enchanting country nestled in the heart of Central Asia, where natural beauty intertwines with a rich cultural heritage and thousands of years of history. From the vibrant mosques to the colorful markets, Uzbekistan is not only an ideal destination for explorers, but also an attractive place to live, offering an exceptionally low cost of living. Here you can enjoy a comfortable lifestyle without worrying about your budget. In particular, Uzbekistan stands out for the beauty of its women, characterized by their grace and charm, captivating countless visitors. However, an intriguing social phenomenon is unfolding: the shortage of men, as many have left their homeland in search of opportunities abroad. This creates an enticing opportunity for men seeking love and long-term relationships. If you wish to explore a beautiful country with affordable living costs and are in search of a stunning wife, then Uzbekistan is a destination you simply cannot miss. Uzbekistan is one of the oldest regions in Central Asia, with a history spanning thousands of years. This land has witnessed the rise and fall of many empires and splendid civilizations. The Persian, Greek, and Mongol empires once dominated this area, particularly under the reign of Genghis Khan, and later the Timurids, making Uzbekistan a center of culture, trade, and politics in the region. Samarkand, one of the most famous cities, was the capital of the Timurid Empire, renowned for its stunning architectural works and significant role in the global trade network of that era. In the 19th century, Uzbekistan became part of the Russian Empire and later the Soviet Union in the 20th century. It wasn't until the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 that Uzbekistan officially gained independence. However, the legacy of the Soviet period remains evident in the social and economic structures of the country. 2. Nature and culture. Uzbekistan is a landlocked country, yet it boasts a diverse landscape ranging from vast deserts to majestic mountain ranges. Notably, historical cities such as Samarkand, Bukhara, and Kava stand out with their magnificent architecture, recognized by UNESCO as World Heritage Sites. The towering minarets, bustling bazaars, and intricately patterned brick walls reflect the beauty of a culture that once thrived along the Silk Road. Uzbek people take great pride in their culture and traditions. The Uzbek ethnic group is the largest demographic, but the country is also home to various other ethnic groups, including Tajiks, Kazakhs, and Russians. This creates a unique cultural diversity, evident in the language, clothing, and customs of the nation. 3. The people of Uzbekistan. The people of Uzbekistan exhibit the distinctive characteristics of Central Asia, blending various ethnic backgrounds with long-standing historical influences. The current population of Uzbekistan is approximately 35 million, with Uzbeks making up the majority at about 83%. Additionally, the country is home to minority ethnic groups such as Tajiks, Kazakhs, Russians, Tatars, and Kyrgyz. This ethnic diversity contributes to a rich and multifaceted cultural identity for Uzbekistan. Uzbek people are often described as open, friendly, and hospitable. They value family and traditional values, viewing familial relationships as a crucial foundation of society. In daily life, there is a tendency to respect elders and maintain strong ties between generations. In many rural areas, families still live together in small communities, upholding a high degree of communal living. Uzbekistanis take great pride in their culture, history, and traditions. Traditional cultural values, such as hospitality and reverence for ancestors, continue to play a significant role in modern society. This is clearly manifested in the rituals, festivals, and customs that permeate the daily lives of the people. 4. Language. Uzbek is the official language of Uzbekistan and is spoken by the majority of the population. Uzbek belongs to the Turkic language family, closely related to Kazakh, Kyrgyz, and several other Turkic languages in Central Asia. Uzbek used the Cyrillic alphabet during the Soviet era, but the government of Uzbekistan is gradually transitioning to the Latin alphabet to align with international trends and facilitate communication with Western countries. In addition to Uzbek, Russian is also an important language in Uzbekistan, especially in major cities and in administrative and business sectors. Russian is still widely used due to the influence of the Soviet period. For the people of Uzbekistan, proficiency in Russian provides more opportunities in work and education, particularly for those working or studying in former Soviet countries. Besides Uzbek and Russian, minority groups such as Tajiks, Kazakhs, and Tatars also use their native languages within their communities. Particularly in border regions near Tajikistan, Tajik, a language from the Iranian language family, is commonly spoken. This demonstrates the linguistic diversity in Uzbekistan, where different languages coexist and reflect the country's multicultural history. Religion plays a significant role in the lives of the people of Uzbekistan. Islam is the predominant religion, with about 90% of the population being Sunni Muslims. Islam has been present in Uzbekistan since the 8th century when the region became part of the Arab Empire. Over the centuries, Islam has not only become the main religion, but also an integral part of the culture and traditions of the Uzbek people. Mosques, shrines, and madrasas, religious schools, can be found throughout the cities and towns of Uzbekistan, serving as places for people to gather for prayer and participate in religious ceremonies. Islam is not only a system of beliefs but also governs many aspects of social life, including marriage rituals, funerals, and religious celebrations such as Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. While Islam is dominant, Uzbekistan maintains a relatively moderate and open approach to religion. After gaining independence from the Soviet Union in 1991, Uzbekistan underwent a process of religious revival. But the government still exercises tight control over religious activities to ensure social stability and prevent the rise of extremist Islamic movements. In addition to Islam, there is a small number of Christians, including Russian Orthodox and Catholic. Russian Orthodox churches primarily serve the Russian community living in Uzbekistan, and other minority religious communities, such as Judaism and Baha'i, are also present, although in smaller numbers. Despite its rich history and culture, Uzbekistan remains one of the poorest countries in Central Asia, with a low GDP. Uzbekistan is known for having the fourth largest gold reserves in the world and a wealth of other valuable resources such as uranium, natural gas, oil, and coal. However, in 2023, Uzbekistan's GDP is estimated to be around $87 billion, with a per capita income of approximately $2,500. This creates a significant paradox: a nation with immense natural resources and an extremely lavish lifestyle, yet still considered poor. Is it truly poor or not? The main reason lies in Uzbekistan's heavy reliance on resource exports, but the development and exploitation of these resources face numerous challenges due to inadequate infrastructure and strict government control, while other sectors struggle to grow economically because of this over-reliance. According to the World Bank, about 30% of Uzbekistan's GDP comes from resource exports, which has hindered the balanced development of its industries and service sectors. Furthermore, a large portion of Uzbekistan's population lives in rural areas, primarily focused on agriculture, which also limits economic development. The majority of Uzbekistan's economy depends on agriculture, particularly cotton, which is one of its main exports. A lack of investment in infrastructure and inefficient economic management has stunted the long-term development of the country. The combination of a lavish yet harsh lifestyle has made Uzbekistan the richest country in Central Asia, but also one of the poorest. Part of the reason for this situation is the legacy of the Soviet era, when Uzbekistan's economy primarily focused on agricultural production and light industry. After gaining independence, the country has made efforts to transition to a market economy. But this process has faced many difficulties due to a lack of investment in infrastructure. In recent years, the Uzbek government has implemented several reforms to open up the economy, attract foreign investment, and improve infrastructure. However, creating a favorable business environment and developing new industries remains a significant challenge. One of the positive factors regarding life in Uzbekistan is the very low cost of living. This is especially appealing to foreigners and those with lower incomes. The prices for food, housing, and services in Uzbekistan are much cheaper compared to many other countries. For instance, a one-bedroom apartment in the city center costs only about $300 to $400 per month. If you choose to live further from the center, the rent can drop to around $200. Want to live luxuriously in a 5-star hotel? The good news is that for about $150 per night, you can enjoy all the comforts without worrying about expenses. The cost of basic utilities like electricity, water, heating, and garbage collection is only about $30 to $50 per month. This makes life in Uzbekistan not only comfortable but also incredibly financially pleasant. Food costs are also extremely low. Fresh fruits, vegetables, and meats typically range from $150 to $250 per month for one person. When dining out to enjoy local specialties, a plate of plov or shashlik costs only $1 to $2, while meals at inexpensive restaurants range from $2 to $4. Even a 3-course meal at a mid-range restaurant will only set you back about $15 to $20. In terms of transportation, the subway or bus costs around $0.10 to $0.20 per ride, and a monthly transit pass is about $10. Taxes. They are also very affordable, with most trips within the city costing between $1 and $3. Entertainment is no exception, as movie tickets range from $3 to $5, allowing you to enjoy great films without worrying about your budget. For health and fitness, gym memberships cost between $20 and $50 per month, and a visit to a private doctor ranges from $10 to $30. Daily expenses like mobile phone plans, personal hygiene products, and household goods are also quite reasonable. The total monthly living expenses range from about $500 to $800 for a simple lifestyle, and up to $1,000 for those seeking a more comfortable existence. Interestingly, the overall cost of living in Uzbekistan is only about 30% of that in the United States. With such costs, Uzbekistan is truly an ideal destination for those looking for a comfortable, modern life without breaking the bank. What do you think? Could this be the paradise of affordable living? The average salary in Uzbekistan is low, but with low living costs, people can still maintain a stable life. However, living conditions in rural areas, where work is more challenging and job opportunities are fewer, still face many difficulties. This is why many Uzbeks have chosen to migrate abroad, particularly to Russia, in search of better economic opportunities. Uzbekistan is renowned for the beauty of its women, particularly the harmonious blend of Asian and European features due to the historical mixing of ethnicities. Uzbek women are often seen as symbols of grace and elegance. Their beauty is showcased through traditional attire, especially the chapin, a type of cloak, and kalat, long dress. These outfits are typically made from silk or cotton, adorned with vibrant patterns and intricate designs. Young women often accessorize with a headscarf, duppy, creating a look that is both modern and traditional. The beauty of Uzbek women is often described as a combination of Asian and European characteristics. They typically possess smooth skin, bright eyes, and shiny black hair. Notably, their eyes are often captivating, featuring a range of shades from deep brown to blue, reflecting the genetic diversity in the region. The beauty of Uzbek women is also expressed through customs and traditional festivals. They often participate in cultural ceremonies such as Nowruz, the traditional New Year, and wedding celebrations, where they showcase their talents in makeup, hairstyling, and clothing selection. These events not only provide an opportunity to display outward beauty, but also serve as a platform for artistic and creative expression. However, a noteworthy social phenomenon is the gender imbalance in Uzbekistan. Due to challenging economic conditions, many Uzbek men have left their homeland to seek employment abroad, particularly in Russia. This labor migration has created a gender imbalance in the country, especially in rural areas where women make up a larger proportion of the population. This situation has impacted Uzbek society in various ways. Women in areas lacking men may struggle to find partners, and the trend of marrying later or even remaining unmarried has become more common. Given this context, if you choose to visit Uzbekistan, you may find yourself becoming a rare catch in the eyes of the beautiful women here. Finding a lovely wife may become easier, as women in these male-scarce areas face difficulties in securing partners, while traditional values surrounding marriage remain strong. The trend of late marriages or remaining single is on the rise. This presents an exciting opportunity for those seeking love and long-term relationships in a society as alluring and culturally rich as Uzbekistan. Women in Uzbekistan, like in many other countries with traditional Islamic cultures, often adhere to conservative norms regarding sexuality. This country, with its history and culture closely tied to Islam, maintains traditional views on marriage, family, and gender relations. This means that comfort with sexuality, especially before marriage, is not common and is often regarded as taboo. Islam plays a significant role in the cultural and social life of Uzbekistan. Islamic moral standards dictate that sexual activity should only occur within marriage, and premarital relationships are considered a serious violation. Women are typically taught to maintain their purity until marriage, and preserving family honor is of utmost importance. Uzbek society places a high value on family. Extended families, community ties, and a collective mindset play a significant role in personal life, especially for women. Issues related to sexuality, if they do not adhere to traditional rules, can bring shame to the entire family. Therefore, romantic and sexual relationships are often closely monitored and controlled by relatives in the community. In Uzbekistan, marriage is still viewed as one of the essential goals in a woman's life. Women are expected to marry and have children, playing a central role in maintaining the family. So it creates a context in which premarital sex is considered inappropriate and can negatively affect a woman's marriage prospects. So although traditional ideologies remain strong, Uzbek society is also experiencing gradual changes, particularly among the younger generation and in larger cities. The impacts of globalization, social media, and external cultural influences have led some young people to adopt a more liberal view of sexuality. However, these changes often occur discreetly and within limited bounds, as society still holds firmly to traditional notions of honor and women's roles. Uzbekistan was once one of the most significant stops on the Silk Road, the trade route connecting Asia to Europe, through which goods, ideas, and cultures were exchanged. As a result, Uzbek culture is a blend of many different civilizations, from Persian Arab to Chinese and Indian. Along the Silk Road, cities like Samarkand, Bukhara, and Khiva were major trade centers where merchants from all over the world came to exchange goods and cultural interactions. The mosques, schools, and large bazaars in these cities were not only places of commerce, but also cultural and religious hubs where Islamic scholars, philosophers, and cultural figures gathered to share knowledge. The ancient capital of Tashkent. In ancient times, Tashkent served as a stopping point for merchants on the Silk Road, facilitating the trade of various goods, notably precious stones. Thus, Tashkent is also known as the City of Stone. Once bustling and thriving, the city was nearly completely destroyed in 1966 by an earthquake. At that time, Tashkent was still part of the Soviet Union, and the Russians immediately focused on rebuilding the city. As a result, when you visit Tashkent, you will see structures bearing Russian influences, such as the lavishly decorated subway system, grand Christian churches, and Uzbekistan hotels. The subway system in Tashkent began operating in 1977 and remains one of the most beautiful subway systems in the world. I spent half a day just admiring the stations designed like palaces, with bright stone walls, intricately carved ceilings, and elaborate crystal chandeliers. While in Tashkent, one cannot miss the oldest dome market in Central Asia, Korsu Bazaar. The trading practices of ancient times remain unchanged today at Korsu. Outside, you'll find stalls selling fruits and vegetables. The first floor features fresh meat and pickled goods, while the second floor mainly sells spices, nuts, dried fruits, and local handicrafts. The most important sightseeing spot in Tashkent is Kastamim Square, home to the Burek Khan Islamic Academy, the Teliya Sheikh Mosque, and the Mubarak Library, which houses ancient manuscripts, including the original version of the Quran on over 300 pieces of parchment. The ancient capital of Samarkand, a jewel on the Silk Road. Samarkand is one of the oldest and most famous cities in Uzbekistan, once the capital of the Timur Empire. With its magnificent Islamic architecture, Samarkand is regarded as the heart of Uzbekistan's culture and history. Registan, the city's central square, is one of the greatest architectural works in the world, featuring 3 large Islamic buildings adorned with turquoise glazed tiles and intricate patterns. Additionally, Samarkand is famous for the Guri Emir Mausoleum, the final resting place of the legendary ruler Timur, who built his empire and left a great cultural legacy. When Alexander the Great conquered Samarkand, he remarked, "Everything I have heard about Samarkand is true, except that it is much more beautiful than I imagined." This statement reflects the grandeur of a land that served as the ancient capital of Uzbekistan during the 14th and 15th centuries. Samarkand has a history as rich as that of Rome or Athens. The city lies at an important crossroads on the ancient Silk Road between China, India, and Persia. The golden age of this desert oasis occurred around 1370, when Samarkand was regarded as the political and cultural center of Asia. Bukhara, the city of 1,000 mosques. Bukhara is one of the oldest and most important cities in Uzbekistan. With over 2,500 years of history, located on the Silk Road, Bukhara was once a center of religious, academic, and cultural life in the Islamic world, famous for its numerous mosques and stunning Islamic architecture. The Kaylan Mosque and the Great Minaret are symbols of Bukhara, featuring a 47-meter-high minaret adorned with exquisite glazed tiles. The Kaylan Mosque can accommodate up to 12,000 people and has been a major religious center since the 12th century. The Mirai Arab Madrasa is a prestigious religious school that has been in operation since the 16th century, training Islamic scholars. The Ark Fortress, the ancient royal palace, is a symbol of the power of Bukhara's leaders over many centuries. This was the residence and fortress of kings and the royal family, reflecting the city's history and authority. Kava, the medieval fortress. Kava, located deep in the Kaizagam Desert, is an ancient medieval fortress with sturdy city walls and royal palaces. It is one of the few remaining ancient cities along the Silk Road, where caravans would stop to trade goods. The Chankala Old Town, preserved by UNESCO, is a stunning example of Islamic architecture and a vibrant testament to the rich history of this land. The architecture of Uzbekistan is a harmonious blend of Islamic, Persian, and Central Asian elements. These beautiful structures, built hundreds of years ago, still stand today and continue to attract visitors from around the world. The mosques, religious schools, madrasas, and royal palaces are all constructed with exquisite architectural techniques, featuring turquoise glazed tiles, intricate mosaics, and complex pattern. 1. Minarets and blue domes. One of the most recognizable symbols of Uzbek architecture is the towering minaret, often adorned with blue glazed tiles. The domes of mosques and palaces are also typically decorated in shades of turquoise, creating a stunning contrast against the deep blue sky of the desert region. A notable example is the Bibi Khanim Mosque in Samarkand, which features a massive dome soaring nearly 40 meters high, making it one of the largest architectural works in the Islamic world. 2. Glazed tiles and intricate patterns. Glazed tiles and intricate patterns are essential components of Uzbek architecture. Complex geometric and floral motifs, often in shades of blue, white, and yellow, adorn the walls of mosques, madrasas, and palaces. These handcrafted glazed tiles are arranged into elaborate decorative patterns that not only serve an aesthetic purpose but also showcase the technical skills of local artisans. The people of Uzbekistan take great pride in their traditional customs and festivals, which are an integral part of the cultural and social life of the country. Festivals often serve as occasions for the community to gather, share, and preserve their cultural values, ranging from religious rituals to significant social events. 1. Nowruz Festival. Nowruz is the Persian New Year celebration, held annually on March 21st. It is one of the largest festivals in Uzbekistan, originating from ancient Persian civilization, and is widely celebrated across Central Asia. Nowruz marks the beginning of spring, a time when plants begin to bloom and nature starts a new cycle. During this festival, the people of Uzbekistan typically clean their homes, prepare traditional dishes such as sumak, a sweet dish made from wheat, and participate in recreational activities like horseback riding, singing, and dancing. 2. Traditional festivals and wedding rituals. Wedding ceremonies in Uzbekistan are deeply rooted in tradition and religion. Weddings are significant events in people's lives, often lasting several days and involving many complex rituals. Families usually host large wedding receptions, inviting all relatives and friends to celebrate together. The attire of the bride and groom is also quite special, typically consisting of intricately tailored traditional garments adorned with hand-embroidered patterns. Additionally, Uzbekistan features many other festivals linked to agricultural life and historical events. Religious ceremonies, such as Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, are also widely celebrated, drawing participation from the entire community. One of the most important resources in Uzbekistan is gold. The country possesses one of the largest gold reserves in the world and is the leading gold producer in Central Asia. The Murantau gold mine, located in the Kaizalkum Desert, is one of the largest gold mines globally, supplying tons of gold each year to the national economy. Gold is not only a significant source of income for Uzbekistan, but also plays a major role in the country's economic development strategy. The government has invested in gold mining and processing, making it one of the most important industries in the nation. However, gold mining also poses numerous environmental and social challenges, particularly in impoverished areas where working conditions are difficult and the negative impacts of mining on the natural environment are pronounced. Uzbekistan is a country with a rich history and culture, characterized by unique architectural beauty and traditions. but it also faces many economic and social challenges. Despite being poor and struggling with its development, Uzbekistan is gradually improving its infrastructure and economy, with valuable resources like gold playing a significant role. Life in Uzbekistan remains deeply rooted in the traditions and cultural values of a nation that was once the center of the Silk Road, a crossroads of civilizations. Ancient cities such as Samarkand, Bukhara, and Khiva are not only attractive tourist destinations but also symbols of the cultural wealth and spirit of the Uzbek people. Although the economy still faces many difficulties and social imbalances due to labor migration, Uzbekistan maintains its national identity and continues to develop towards modernization, while not forgetting its profound traditional values. In the future, with support from economic reforms and international investment, Uzbekistan has the potential to become a stable and sustainably developed nation, playing an important role in the Central Asian region.